Yo, I think we're live. What's up?
What's going on, guys?
How is everybody doing? We are back. Let me know how the audio is. That's something I'm trying to monitor this time. But I
Got a
see people coming
close
in.
up of me. Can you zoom out on me a little bit?
If you need me to, yeah.
Yeah,
Did
you
I?
got
I
me
don't remember
good.
how I had it last time. Yeah, I'll mess with it right now. So, what is everybody up to? Practical gadgeteer in the building. I need to open up the comments so I can see them. So,
We
how's work, man?
well, it's been hot.
We
Today it
finally
wasn't
have
so
the
hot.
100 degrees.
100 degrees and humid is hot. You gotta stay hydrated.
Well, like all of us are in the South, so I think we all understand that part of it. Because if you're north, if the further north you go, it's more of a dry heat, right? And if you're not by the coast, you might not understand the humidity because it feels like I didn't even think we were that hot today, like temperature wise, but it felt horrible just because it was really humid.
Yeah, it gets you. The humidity today was rough for us. It started out raining a little bit, so it wasn't that hot, but it was like 100% humidity, slightly drizzling all day. So it was just muggy.
Yeah, we had that. Well, we had a storm. I think it was last week, so we got a lot of rain over here. But I was out of town when that happened, and today it was extremely hot, except for like this little break that we got right in the middle. It kind of drizzled a little bit, so I had my magnetic umbrella for the sun initially, and then like once I was starting to wire in like contactors and stuff, it ended up being like a umbrella for the rain because we got a little bit of a drizzle and stuff too.
Oh,
Yeah, that thing's
only
been a lifesaver the past couple weeks because I've been using it a lot now.
Are you still using the blue one?
It's like half torn to crap, but yeah.
Yeah, I still got the blue one, and I see they're only selling the black ones.
It's supposed to be better UV resistant or protected. I forgot how they market it.
I see.
There's the black one. I think that's the normal one now. And then the orange one, I forgot what the hell that one does. Have you seen that
Wait a
one?
minute, no, I hadn't seen that one.
Man, I'm gonna have to pull them up. I forgot what the differences are. There's like two or three of them. Well, no, I think the blue one is the third one, but I guess that one they don't make that one anymore. I don't know if it's any better. Do you think? Did you have the blue one before?
Got it.
Is it any different?
That's the only one I've ever had, so I don't know.
Oh, you didn't get the black one.
No.
Yeah. Mine has already like folded out so many times. I think it has a rip in it somewhere. But I always end up just putting it back and kind of piecing it back together, and it still works.
Huh. Well, they can be a lifesaver to put you in the shade sometimes.
Today I needed it. I did a compressor, and then I did. We changed out all the contactors, all that kind of stuff, and it's tedious work when you're like changing out a whole bunch of stuff with the wiring and all that. It's real tedious because it just takes a lot of time, but it's like simple in a sense. But like the sun is what makes it that much harder, and like it got real hot, and I was like, no, I need the umbrella.
Does it take you a long time to get approval sometimes on these commercial jobs?
Yeah, been dealing with it a lot this summer.
I put in a bid on repairing two units on top of a fast food place, and it's been like a week and a half, and I know they ain't got hardly any air conditioning, and I'm just wondering what's taking them so long.
It was that for the restaurant?
Mm-hmm.
So is that for
And then,
what area is it for? Like, is it for the dining, I guess, or the kitchen?
well, there were two estimates. One was to repair the dining area. It needed new contactors and new filters. And the other one was to repair back there where the kitchen is and where they keep their stock.
So everything's down.
Yeah, and then they have like a makeup air unit, an Aeon makeup air unit, and I quoted them replacing that. And man, those things are expensive.
Oh, I just read
Really,
into Aeon.
I'm gonna talk like a 12-ton makeup air that does cooling, heating, and dehumidification. My cost for the system and the curb was like $42,000.
Damn, I haven't had to quote one out yet because it's a newer building that has them, and when I went up there, I'm like, oh crap, they got. I was like, why did they get Aeons? But they have two RTUs and then they have a makeup air like that. I guess it's like a package type of unit.
Yeah.
Because I've seen the
Well,
other
this one,
ones. I've seen the other ones that Jake had mentioned one time. And he's like, "What the hell is this?" Where it's like the little split system condensers on top, and it looks like it's like rigged up to work, but that's actually how they are. I've seen those, and I can't even think of the damn captive air or something like that. Those are the ones that I'm used to seeing, and it does all the cooling and heating and all that for the makeup air. And then Aeon threw me off because I was like, "Do they have a third RTU?" And I was like, "Oh shit, no, it's a makeup air."
yeah.
It's a nice
Well,
looking
this
makeup
one's like
air.
a hybrid makeup air. It takes some air from the inside, but most of its air comes from outside.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it
That's
it does
how
a little bit.
that's how I've seen them too, and that's the one that I saw. And yeah, I think we had to repair one of the RTUs, and I don't think they're cheap to work on.
Well, this one, these are old carriers, like 10 to 15 years old, but they look like they've been through hell. Everything on them was just beat up to death, and so I gave them. And one of them, the Cormax fitting was leaking, but it's already out of Freon. So I told them we can just replace the fitting, put in a new dryer, pull a vacuum, and but they're stalling on giving me approval.
Is that the chain that you took? Like, is it a chain of restaurants?
Yeah, yeah,
Do you do they have something that you have to go through, like a website or app or anything?
not yet.
Oh, okay. Because we have to go through a whole process with them, and it's like a third party thing that we deal with, right? So it's like they have to submit everything through there, then it trickles down to us, and then we have to submit quotes and everything on there, and then like it makes its way up to somebody that can approve it, and it's usually not somebody here.
Well, for me, it's a management company in New York managing for Crystals. I'll say who it is. It's Crystals, and they have to get approval from whoever owns this Crystals for the repairs. And once they get approval, and they might get more estimates, I don't know, then they can pass that on down to me.
We have a couple of those too, where it's like we are the ones that take care of them, but I guess they're required to get multiple bids on like bigger repairs. So like that also holds everything back. Um, let's see.
Ring, ring, ring,
There we
ring,
go.
ring, ring.
So that also holds everything back if you're waiting on other people to bid, even though you're automatically gonna get it or whatever. That's just a couple. There's a couple that we deal with that are like that. Are y'all hooked up, Jake?
Fellas, what's going on with y'all?
Let me
Oh,
know
here,
in the
quick.
chat if we
I'm
all
underlining
sound
in.
good, equal, and just good.
Yeah.
What's
Please,
up?
please. What up, Big Hair? What's going on?
Were you working late or
Nice.
something?
Yeah, man, I was covered in some drywall. There was a leak in the ceiling. Had to cut it open, see what's going on. Got all muddy from, and then I came home. And we'll get into I had to make dinner, so one of the students here wanted the burgers, and Ashley was making shrimp Alfredo, and I was like, so I had to go grill master on them real quick. You know what I'm saying? And now I'm here. Sorry about the delay.
No, you made it. Glad you're here.
Okay.
We're just talking about work.
We didn't have you at all last week, so we're glad you're here.
Hey, Kurt, you don't need anybody. Okay, you're good by yourself, bro. You don't even need us.
Well, I'm glad that we all made it this week, but I was out of town last week. I know, Jake, you had some things going on. Kurt held it down on his channel, if anybody caught that. And I was trying to watch. We're out eating, and I caught a little bit of it.
Seemed like the whole damn internet was watching, Kurt.
No.
It was Q&A.
They may have watched that.
No, they were on there. You had like a couple hundred.
Yeah,
Really?
definitely in the twos. What
Yeah,
are we sitting at right now?
me and Jake were texting, and I was like, I bet you anything this guy's gonna hit 200.
He said it. He called it, and he did it.
Good times.
It was.
So how's your week been, Jake?
I mean, it's been low key. I haven't been as busy as I guess you guys. It was really weird, to be honest, but
Really?
enough to I mean, just really weird. Found out so when you run these marketing campaigns and shit, right, you have your tracker numbers, so they're different numbers than your numbers, and then we have the call forwarding service, and of course that shit all failed. So we heard we missed. Like, people were like, I tried calling you 3 times. And we're like,
no.
yeah. So we just were like, son of a bitch. How many calls did we really miss?
Shit.
And then people, it's just like, just trying to tighten everything. Can you hear that?
A little bit.
I don't know if I can do noise cancellation. It's probably going to get loud with the kids, man. They're all excited and shit.
Similar one time with the Yellow Pages. They wanted to give me a tracking number so they could tell me how many people actually called me from the Yellow Pages.
Yeah.
And I did that for a while, and I regretted it because I had to go send out these mass emails saying, hey, that's not my phone number. This is.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I said. So we ended up deleting all of them and just changed it to like a click call now back to our regular number. Like, fuck the whole tracking where that shit comes from. We need the calls, baby. Who cares? Whatever.
Was that your first time dealing with like a call center thing?
No. So we still have our. It's a whole thing, bro. We'll talk about it. We had this guy, Jerry, doing this shit, and I wasn't a fan of Jerry, so we finally got rid of Jerry because he sucked and spent too damn much money on it. We were getting impressions, but impressions don't mean shit, bro, when you ain't getting leads, So partnered up with a really highly reputable company, so hopefully just to push it, but found that out, and that all kicked off this week, so we'll be in good shape.
Yeah, I've been wanting to try one, but I don't know how I feel about them. So that sucks, man.
Yeah, it really did. But hey, we're here. We're surviving. We're living, right, guys?
Yeah, me and Kurt were just talking about the humidity. It's always humidity.
Straight up. It's the humidity.
Yeah.
It's just any time now, you can't just not think of that.
Oh, I know. And you reminded me. I had seen it a while back, and then you reminded me. And
Yeah.
every day now that it's hot out, I'm like, oh, it's the humidity, and I just have that voice in my head.
Yeah. I'll talk to the customers and we'll all be doing the same shit, and they're like, "It's not that bad. It's just the humidity." I'm like, "Yeah, you tell me."
You know, something
How
the
about?
same. It's the same way in the winter. Up north, all the humidity freezes out of the air, but down here it's still humid and wet and cold, and it makes you feel
It's a
cold.
Oh
it's
yeah,
a
yeah,
different type of.
yeah. Because like I've there's people that tell me that I think we have our own sun. It's not that. It's just I'm by the coast. I'm further south. It's all the humidity and all that kind of stuff. But it also affects our cold. Cause like I went to, or when I was in Chicago, I mean that first night, that Sunday night, I know it was bad that day. Right when we went to the tactical awards show and all that,
Oh yeah, yeah,
and,
yeah.
and then after that, I mean I felt pretty good. Like it wasn't as cold as I know a lot of people were complaining. I'm like, I don't know, like where I'm from, even when it gets like 50 and 40, like it feels way colder than it should be, right? It's like
Yeah,
the wind
it is
chill,
the
and
humidity.
the
Yeah.
humidity stuff, the wetness, like all that makes it worse.
Well, I mean, it's the same principle as air conditioning, right? You got, if it's
Oh yeah.
75 degrees out, but you got 50 degree or 50% relative humidity opposed to 80% relative humidity or whatever, it's gonna feel way different. It's
It
like
does.
you can either be crisp or you can just be cool. Like, you know what I mean? That's how I describe it to customers.
I gotta
Yeah.
gotta tell them all the time when they're like, yeah, because that's a whole for me on commercial. Well, I mean it's the same for everything. Like it's the how well is the building sealed and all that.
Oh yeah.
We got a lot of hot air that comes in. Yeah. So like when they're like it's working, I mean it's cooling, but it doesn't feel good. I'm like, well, let's take a look around and see what kind of heat you have coming in or something like that. Or the makeup air is a big one for me on commercial. If that
Yeah,
thing don't work, then it's gonna screw everything up.
or the exhaust.
Or
If
the
the
exhaust,
exhaust ain't
yeah, yeah. Like in my videos, I try to. Sometimes I'll tell people like, everything looks like it's working, but let's go check our exhaust and our makeup air first, because usually it's like a broken belt or something stupid on the makeup air stuff or the exhaust, like you said, and it has nothing to do with the AC being broken or anything.
Yep.
Facts.
So I don't know if you can see that, Jake, the refrigeration technologies website there.
Okay. We'll do
So
donation out.
well, they're doing a little thing to get funding for scholarships. So it's like a swear jar thing, a virtual swear jar. I love their stuff. I think their shit is pretty cool, right? They have a lot of cool stuff. Do you use any of the refrigeration technologies, on your daily work?
Oh yeah, I fucks with some refrigeration technologies, bro. Definitely the wet rag, the Viper pan spray. Well, is it the Viper pan spray? The pan spray shit, because we have big problems with that down here. Throw a little bit in the drain line as well in the clean out. Hell yeah, I fucking love it. Kurt, what about you, dog?
Y'all are setting me up.
Of
We're
course.
going
All I
down the
just
line.
I just learned that Nylog's made by them, and I put that shit on everything.
There we
Yeah,
go.
that was good. That was perfect.
So I just want to let everybody know that watches the show or anything like that. I put everything down there. I asked them for the QR code and all that. So it's the Women of HVACR. That's a group that is out there. They're on Instagram and all that stuff. And they're doing a scholarship fund. So if you guys want to donate to it's like a virtual swear jar, use that website, use that QR code. It's a good cause. I think it's a good thing to do, and help somebody get their foot in the door and get in the trade.
Facts. Good shit. Refrigeration technologies.
Anyway, back to
Pass it
our
on.
regular
Yeah.
scheduled broadcast. Anything crazy
Oh,
this week?
I got to talk to y'all about, I don't know if Jake saw it, that Instagram video I put out today.
Oh, somebody
Nah,
asked in the comments too.
I was reading y'all's conversation there in the text thread. I was like, damn it. And I was driving. I didn't have time. So,
Well,
elaborate.
here's the deal. I didn't have a 70 and 10 dual capacitor. I had the time to go get the right one. I went and I got this Titan HD 70 and 10 dual capacitor.
And wait, when I saw that, and because you posted like Titan HD or something on the description, and I was like, oh, cool. You know, that's the American made one. It's high quality, right?
I get there and I'm literally with my fingers plugging up the fan wire on the capacitor, and the two prongs broke off.
Oh,
They came off.
what?
The capacitor broke.
Oh, no shit.
And I literally drove like 12 miles to go get this. And I said, I probably cursed out loud when it happened.
Oh, ain't no doubt.
But I was trying to make it look right with just one capacitor, and I ended up having to use two anyway.
Hey, I've been there, brother.
But yeah, it just broke, and it's got like a little plastic thing around. It's got a little peg
Oh,
that
black.
sticks through,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
and it just broke off.
I'm pretty sure somebody mentioned it in the comments. I can't find it right now. But yeah, I was like, oh yeah, high quality, American made. You know, everybody's always gung ho about that. And then like I wasn't a drive through actually picking up like a late lunch when I saw it, and I had to rewatch it. I'm like, what happened? Because he's like, you got to be kidding me. And then like the video cuts off, and I went back to look at it. I'm like, oh, that's the whole damn, you know, terminal to it.
It came
Yep.
off.
I've never seen that.
Yep.
Might as well just
Been
get
there.
the made in China one.
Whoa. No, see, here's the difference. It's about the sheets they put inside of the capacitors. We don't need this Chinesian bullshit going in our half U half.
Well, I hope that never happens to me, because I pick up the Titan HD ones myself too.
And
I get the AMRADs, the Mars, and this, you know what I mean, all those guys.
I tried to go AMRAD because our Insco has them. Our Johnstone only has a few of them, like maybe the universal ones, like the turbo, which I actually put one in our house. And those are cool, but I'd rather have like the actual capacitor that we need, you know, if I can. And yeah, they didn't have what I needed. I was gonna go stock up, but around here we don't have a lot of AMRAD or any of that stuff.
yeah,
For
now
sure.
when I was looking for a 70 and 10 in my truck, I had that Turbo 200, but that ain't gonna help me with a 70 and 10.
I had the same Kurt. I mean, I had that last video. Where it's the
Yeah, I was
same
gonna say,
thing.
is that was you that said that, right?
Yeah, I was like, son of a bitch. But I did see they have a Turbo 200X.
That's the one that I
goes
have.
up, I want to say up. Yeah, it goes up to 90, maybe. Uh-huh. So they're out there. I don't know what the price on them. Probably 90 to $100. But we got
How much? Isn't it? Yeah, they're not much different. I think it's like 60, one's 60, one's 80, something like that.
Okay. Yeah, they in our price book. So we
Or
just
no,
got this new
one's
price book through the CRM.
yeah, one's 50 actually. I think the 200 is like 50 something. Or the last time I checked, because you know how prices are. It was like 55 or something, and then like I accidentally charged for that one, and I installed a 200X one time, and I was like, oh shit, that one was like $90.
There goes it. There goes the fucking profit.
I know, right? Because I'm not the kind of guy that charges like $2,000 for a capacitor or anything.
If I use one of those,
Step it up.
I'm charging a higher price for this capacitor, and only one time has somebody asked me why was that so high. Because normally my capacitors are like, I don't know, anywhere from $50 to $115, depending on the capacitor. But if I do one of those Turbo 200s, yeah, it's going to be higher.
But do you explain it to them when you when you are
Yes.
going with like a turbo?
If they ask, yes.
I'm surprised if they don't ask. Everybody here questions every little thing that I charge.
So, as I was saying, no, we just downloaded. We just got this price book inside of Service Titan, right? And they're running a beta right now, and it takes like you got your dynamic pricing, you got like our pricing already set in there, and then it has a regional average. So like other people that are using it, what they're charging for it. For the Turbo 200, our region, their average it was 564. I was like, because I was looking at it today. I thought I didn't have a 45.5. Ours, we charge 196 for capacitor, and
Okay.
I saw that shit. I was like, fuck it. I was like, it was a rental property. I'm like, well, they need AC, right? Like, I was like, ain't nobody gonna bite on
Wait,
that shit.
wait.
Like, I
The
think we have a
500
turbo.
was for what? For a turbo or for a regular?
Oh, not turbo.
Oh, okay. I guess.
The regular one, I think they have it priced at. I want to say, man, I have to double check. Because I just go straight to what our price is. But I
Yeah.
want to say it's between 146 and probably 270.
And that's in your software, like it tells you the prices.
Yeah, like it's like I said, right now it's just a beta. It's not set in stone, but it's
Mm,
just going over the average in our region. And then
interesting.
like, because you can go through your, I don't know how it is on Jobber.
It's just within my company. I don't get to see everybody else's prices, but
Okay,
I'd be
but
interested in seeing everybody's prices because I think we always end up being like a cheaper, as
yeah,
far as like per, let's say like per pound on refrigerant or a capacitor. I think we're cheaper than everybody else.
yeah, for sure. Well, I know
Let
we
me
are.
ask,
Like I know there's good.
have you ever called other companies and said, "Hey, what do you charge for refrigerant?"
Oh yeah. Do the old shadow calls, bro. Like, hit them with that one.
I think we did that
I
in
used
the
to
beginning.
I used to do that until I came up with my own formula.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, and I told my dad one time because we're like we try to figure it out, or you try to ask your buddies or whatever, like, oh, what are they charging over there or whatever.
Yeah, for sure.
And I was like, okay, eventually, like, we just need to, like you said, come up with our own formula. It's gonna cost this much over what we get it for, right? And that's just a safe bet, unless we have a certain amount that we want to charge for something, or like a rate or whatever. That's our fail safe, right? Just as long as we charge this much over, we're good.
Yeah, everything will be covered.
I remember one time, now we're talking years ago, I called another company and I was asking, "Well, what you charge for that free zone 22?"
Yeah, hit him with that bullshit, Kurt.
And
Oh
the
shit.
dispatcher figured me out right away. She was like, "Is this another company?" And
Oh
I
no
told her,
shit.
"Yeah." I told her, "Yeah." So she was real open with me. She told me all this stuff about how they charge a refrigerant and their prices. She was real nice to me.
Hell yeah.
Awesome.
No, that's cool. Is it though, Jason? I mean, is it? You gotta know how to wire
They
those
gotta
things
feed their
up,
families.
and they gotta. Hey, you gotta pay for that 5-year warranty, bud. Okay, don't forget it.
Oh, speaking of which, I got to register somebody's warranty.
You're welcome.
Just reminded him about work. He was off the clock.
See, it happens. Look, Eddie over here, he letting us know.
Damn,
Like,
4.99 for regular cap.
I'm finna just try it one time just to see and be like, yo,
And
like,
then
I'm just kidding.
yeah, what's that saying? It's like if I'm over here, well, like if in your instance, if you're over there, like, and you got a brand new, all brand new tools, brand new van or something, like don't worry about what I'm doing over here, right? Because you're you're probably charging
Yeah,
$4.99 for a cap.
yeah, straight up, bro. That's funny. We do have companies down here, or one of them that I know of which they charge 4+ for a cap, and
What's
they
up,
get
Pat?
shit ton of work, bro. Yo,
I don't know
That's
how
a
they.
lot of money for a $10 capacitor. I couldn't sleep at night doing something like that.
And,
I mean,
and
some of
You'll sleep.
my customers have trouble just doing the $70 diagnostic fee.
I
Oh,
get
bro.
complaints when I up my labor by like $5. Like when I'm ready to increase, $5-10, whatever it is for, inflation and all that. Why is it so much, dude?
Oh,
Look, like
now I do a lot of
yeah,
work for rental companies, and they don't question whatever my labor rate is, whatever my price is. Just charge it. They'll pay it. They trust me to be fair with them.
yeah.
But there are some customers who struggle to get by. They're on a fixed income, and
Well, yeah, it's
I feel
different. It's different for you guys, right? You deal with homeowners
Oh
and all that.
shit.
We're gonna hurt you to have that because it's all like just carnivore.
Thanks, baby.
Did you just get some delivery there?
Oh, some. I sure did. Thanks, love.
Oh, here we go. More ASMR with Jake. Don't do it. Oh man, what was I gonna say? Oh, it's different. It's different with you guys because you guys deal with homeowners. So on my my last podcast on my channel, I had Ramon on, right, and he runs his own business. He's only been in it like 4 years or something like that. So he started up right away, and his thing was that he remembers vividly was they went to some old lady's house. She was, I think, behind on bills. She had other things to pay for and this and that. And I think it was for a capacitor, but he was an apprentice. The guy that he was with pushed hard and got a sale, right? And he's like, for that, like we could have got them cooling, and he was all upset. Like he could have got them cooling for the day. They didn't need a whole new unit. He was like, telling me about it. And then they get in the truck, and that older tech is just celebrating because of the commission that he's going to get. And he's like, from that point forward, I wanted to get out and then do my own thing. That's why he started his own thing. And that's tough because he's like, I remember that lady, and he said that he talked to her, and she was just like venting because she kind of broke down and stuff. And it's like, damn, dude, like, I mean, you're an apprentice, you can't do shit.
They had 0% financing, brother. So she's doing all right.
I'm gonna tell you something that happened to me today. This woman's over 100 years old. She don't get around very well, but she's still sharp as a tack. I get there and they're complaining that the air conditioner just won't shut off. So I check my temperature difference in the thermostat's reading 81, but my probe was reading 67.
Oh, okay.
So I changed the thermostat. And then I checked the temperatures again, and this time my probe was reading 83. So the problem was not the thermostat, it was my probe.
Oh. I was like,
So
blame the
what y'all
thermostat.
have done, I'm going to tell you what I did. I didn't charge them nothing. I left the new thermostat on the wall and just said, y'all call me when you have a problem. It was my mistake. And they just said, God bless you. And I walked out the door. I didn't charge them nothing.
Yeah, that happens sometimes.
Nah, dude. I would say on a regular basis, you know what I mean? You got to have a conscience. I think we do, to an extent. There's people that are just, they think they're providing this amazing service because they roll out a stupid fucking mat when your front door and put on booties and have a fucking shirt tucked in. They think they can just rip you off, and they're doing like, oh, I go above it. You don't do shit more than the next guy, right? But don't come into my market with that bullshit.
It's like the comments that I always see like on Instagram and stuff. It's like, oh, if you see a guy with a white shirt or tucked in button up, steer away.
Yo, and that's what, if you look at all these like big heavy hitters, bro, which they are, that's cool, whatever. That's what they all have. Oh, it's that white glove service. You're like, shut the fuck up, bro. Like I go to a job looking like this and shit. I mean, I wear a company shirt and I'll wear a polo here and there, put my hair up, but nah, for the most part, they ain't worried about it. I had that situation, the call before the one just like that. It was a rental property. It was 97 degrees in their house, bro. And we have a do not exceed of fucking, it was like $100. I'm like, that doesn't even cover the fuck, it covers the trip charge. And I'm like, all right, look, I got the cap on here. And that's when I found that universal cap was fucking 564 in the regional area. And so I was like, look, man, I just told her, I was like, regardless, I said, I'm going to put this capacitor in there. That's what it was, a capacitor. Excuse me. And yeah, and I was just going to fucking put it in. I put it in before I got any type of approval. It's like, you know what I mean? You can't let somebody sit in some shit like that.
No, we've done that too.
That's rough.
Yeah, like Pat says, we're not getting in. Well, we do kitchen work, so he's like, not getting in that kitchen for less than $300 just to get there. 100 NTE is crazy. I struggle with our 500 NTE. Some other people have said they get like 1,000. I'm like, dude, that's awesome. I would run up that bill, so fast, because like a lot of the stuff I deal with is like, the parts are freaking expensive,
They are. They're getting
like
more expensive.
like I was talking to Kurt before the show. Like we had a unit today that we were basically rebuilding. So they my guy, I think, wanted to condemn it already, and I once he told me what location it was and what unit it was, I'm like, oh yeah, like that's an old ass unit. And he's like, it needs the motors, it needs a compressor, it has a leak. I'm like, all right. They opted to just get it rebuilt. Basically, we put in all new motors, all new contactors, a new compressor, dryers, all that stuff. It was going well, and then the damn blower motor gave out. And the freaking blower motor is like honestly the most expensive part on that thing. So I mean, we're already like too deep into it. We can't turn back. They're gonna have to. I'm waiting for approval. Actually, we'll see if they approve it tonight. To go back and get that motor, because, and I told them we have because I do have a carrier here that I made an account recently, because now we see a lot of carrier, and they have one in stock. So I was like, if you want that thing working, let me know. I'm gonna go pick it up tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
But it's because they've been buying units, and I guess they get into that mindset like, oh, we bought too much already. Like, this thing's gonna freaking cost you just as much as a new one.
Yeah. Yeah, some people they're willing they'll pay that, and to be honest, I don't flinch. If you're willing to pay that per dollar, I'm making more money, for my time to do that shit than I would if I replaced it. And then they want nickel and dime going to replacement. Then you're tied to it for at least the minimum of a year, right? For depending on what you do with your labor.
Yeah,
how it works like commercial.
Labor here on the install.
What do you do?
A year on the install, warranted labor.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you got at least 1 year, and if you're good, then you can wipe your hands of it.
Yeah, as long as you install it right. Because like this one, it's been really hot, so I was like, man, why couldn't it just be a swap out, right? That would have been so easy, in and out, not much to it. And then like, no, I had to go in there. We had our other guys with us, so like they replaced the fan motors, and I was doing the compressor. But even like I was telling Kurt, like wiring up 3 contactors and all this other stuff, like it's tedious, and it's the sun that gets you, right? And then it's a white roof, it sucks balls, and you're up there trying to do the simplest task, is just wiring up these freaking contactors, but it's all hot, and you're just getting frustrated really quick.
Oh yeah, no, 1,000%. Dude.
But yeah, I mean, that's the kind of work that I love. I love like fixing stuff, rebuilding it. But in the back of my mind, I'm always like, they're just going to cry so much for the price and all this. So, it's the stuff that we deal with.
Yeah, big facts, bro. Big facts.
And that's like a $2,000 blower motor.
Jake, what's on your hat?
Oh, this Kurt. You want to see it?
Yeah, what's it?
Is that new?
Support blue collar. Yeah, I like it. It kind of looks like
got a new shirt on today. One of the new troll designs. Y'all could go to my channel and click the link in the description. Save yourself some money. Krauss 10, baby. Kurt's
Hey,
fucking the only guy that uses it. Appreciate you, Kurt.
I did. I used it.
You need to advertise it more.
I did it at the end of my last video. I don't ever do it with anything, but
What I need to do
I
is
just assume
I
people
haven't
see me.
I haven't updated or anything with because I have the HVAC Knights website, right? I did put the Camel City Mill there, but I need to put like I guess like your stuff. I don't know if you have anything, Kurt. If there's any codes, I need to put it all where people can find it. Because even with the Camel City Mill, like that stuff on my channel kind of took off too, and I made or I got a lot of referrals on it.
Yeah, no, there's, bro. I'm a sucker for fucking clothes.
Oh wait, Kurt, you got some?
They may be watching. I did receive those Camel City Mill socks,
What are they made of?
and my wife loves them.
Okay, I wasn't
Come on,
expecting that.
You didn't wear
She
them?
loves them. Huh?
You didn't wear
Yeah,
them?
I wore them for a while. Yeah, I wore them for a little while.
Bro, you can't tell me. Like, this is so, like, we're not being, like, honestly. I love feeling good.
they're good.
Like, yeah, they're good.
They're good socks. I'll admit, they're good socks.
There we go. Getting Kurt to fucking, support that shit was difficult.
Well, now we have his wife's support.
Oh, she
That's all
loves
that
them.
matters.
They're cool. I mean,
Bro.
I've tried to find a couple of different socks, and I never, nothing ever lasted in those. I mean, what the hell was it? A 5-year guarantee or something?
I thought it was 10.
Oh, 10-year. Like, shit, I'll trade them in if I put a hole in them.
So, read the instructions. You got to wash them machine cold and hang dry. All right?
Got it.
I'm
I don't
sure.
think I've done that, but
I haven't either. I was like, son of a bitch.
instructions.
Oh,
Who
man.
reads those?
Yeah, I ain't got time for that. Hell yeah. No, I know you asked earlier if we all had anything goofy. Didn't have anything crazy going on this week. I'll publish a video. That was another thing we were talking earlier, right, guys? Like when you said the guy you just had on your last show with the apprentice thing. I had the same scenario. I walked up to the dude. He wanted a new unit. It was just a capacitor. Like I said, hey, bro, I'll change your cap. If you want to get a unit, I'll still quote you for it, and we'll just apply it. Like some people, because he kind of scoffed at the number, not like scoffed, but was like, to pay that. But you know what I mean?
Sometimes I get calls from customers saying I need a quote on a new system, and I'll say, well, there's something wrong with the one you've got. Well, something ain't working, and it's 20 years old, so I'd just rather get a quote on a new system.
Okay,
But
yeah.
I always offer to diagnose it because it
Mhm.
might be something simple.
Mhm.
But the majority of the time when it's old like that, they say, well, we'll just go ahead and replace it.
I think that's a good approach, honestly, and that's what I do. And I think that's obviously, Kurt, that's what's really separated you and helped you in your business this far. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
the high revenue dollar, like it's good. Like revenue is vanity, though, bro. Profit's sanity. So like, let's keep it a buck. You do a compressor, you'll make more money doing that realistically than you would doing a change out. It's less taxing on the body, also.
It's like this, a compressor, you might make $1,000. A compressor you can do by yourself. You don't need to hire anybody to help you. And you got time to do maybe another one in the same day.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
The change outs are good when it's like a headache of a call or something. Like I said, this one basically needed every damn part. So I would have preferred a change out. But yeah, I've done compressors by myself all the time. Like all that stuff, I don't mind it. You take a morning, to do it, whatever, and then you got the rest of the day to do something else.
Yep.
Yep.
So
I'll
I had.
schedule some. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
No,
I'll
go ahead.
schedule some compressor or an evaporator coil or a TXV in the morning, and I'll still have like 5 calls after that.
Yeah. That's honestly, that's the way to fucking do it, bro. What's really tied us up sometimes is getting those maintenances, Kurt. I know you schedule those.
Dude, I just got emails for my next round, and I'm like, no, like I'm not caught up yet on my summer calls.
Yeah.
Look, we're in the heart of summer. It's not time to do PMs.
Well, these are ice machines, so I mean it's indoors, but it's taking time away.
But I'm saying that, and I've got one to do tomorrow.
I did one today. I was like, fuck it.
Well,
you know what I did do it?
You can try those Diversitech one shots.
Whoa, tell us more. What are those?
What is the point of that? It's just a tiny little bottle.
Okay, so I'm very transparent with anything that I get. Right, that's a sponsor of my other channel. Well, obviously they make everything else. I have Hillmore stuff and all that. Like I do like Diversitech. When they sent me those, like I'm not gonna use it for the main. Like the main one I use is like the medium duty or the yellow orange, cleaner. That's one that I use all the time. I'm gonna carry a big container of that. That's whatever. But like right now that I'm not doing maintenance, or if it's like the blue, the brightener or anything like that, I don't need a whole big jug of that. So that's why I like the one shots. It's like for the evaporator cleaner, the blue cleaner, like the ones that I don't want to take up too much space in my van. That's what I want those for.
I see. I saw.
And no matter what,
else.
dude, the blue ones always freaking spill on me. So like if it's only this amount, I'll be much happier.
Well, the way you used it and the way somebody else used it in their video today was different. And I didn't see it foam. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, on mine, I was adjusting it. So like I did mess with it and I just cut it out because I was cutting it for time. I never get, even with the other brands, like a crazy amount of foam unless I'm just not using enough cleaner, but I don't think I need that much. Or like I know the blue, I think the blue one probably foams the most.
I get lots of foam out of that Refrigeration Technologies coil cleaner, the Viper stuff that I use.
But are you using their foam cannon or a different one?
I think it's a new Calgon.
Okay, what setting are you using that? Because I just got a new Calgon one too.
The one that gives me the most water.
Most water. Okay, so you dilute it quite a bit.
I dilute it as much as I can, and I still get tons of foam.
I don't know. I need to mess with mine. I never get a crap ton of foam. But I had the Refrigeration Technologies one, and I just got the new Calgon one again because I used to have that one. Every time one breaks, I just buy the other. So my Refrigeration Technology one, I broke it. Like I can't use it anymore. So now I have the new Calgon foam cannon, and the ratios are very different. So I'm trying to get used to it.
I think it's the new Calgon one. It has this adapter you can put on it that has a hose that you can squirt down on the inside of a condenser coil.
The compressor. Mm-hmm.
I bought that, but I've yet to use it.
The what?
Same here, dude. I'm like, it's a wand. It's called the wand.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but you got to use it with the way they have it. You've got to use it with their spray thing. You can't use it with just a water hose.
Oh, it's that orange one?
No, it's just like a long aluminum.
No, but what you use it with? Is it the speed?
It's blue. It goes on the.
What the hell is it called?
It's been a while.
Is it like a battery powered one or is it something else?
No, just water hose.
Oh, I guess I've seen another one. Oh, so I'm using way too much. I don't know.
We need a jug of Ted Cook's Yellow Death. What is that?
Is that it? Oh, I don't know. Did you see what he did with that dye? He put like a in the recovery thing. I think he used a whole thing of dye in it to like test it out as like charging up a system.
I
Not to go
did
back to
see,
his thing because he had. I
and then
thought
he
that was
used it
pretty.
to put dye in a system.
Yeah, so he was just. I thought that was pretty slick, and he had a separate set of gauges specifically for that. But
I just use the. I mean, I don't use it often, but I use the one that you pump into the system. I never like the ones that use the discharge pressure to push it through. But I do have a set of stubby gauges dedicated for that.
You know something? Those kind that come in a little tube that just pushes through. Twice now, the Schrader on the end that connects to the piece of equipment will not depress the Schrader. So you can put all the pressure on it you want. It ain't going in. And you've already opened the package and ripped it open, and you're left with this little thing of leak dye that you can't use.
So
like
I said, I've only used it a handful of times, and I've never had it, except maybe the first time. I got it, like I think I said it on my podcast, all over me, and none of it went in the system.
I'd be pissed.
Oh, that's
So
how that's when I first tried it out.
Who is it? Oh my god.
He uses the Yellow Death to clean out drain lines.
Please explain to me what Yellow Death is.
Yeah, let us know. Were you talking about like that single shot thing from the Diversitech? Is that the little handle on the CO2 cartridges?
No, it's the cleaner. It comes in like a little bottle like this.
Oh, really?
It's called a one shot. It makes a gallon from that.
There she is.
It makes a gallon from that little container. I was telling Kurt, I prefer that size of a container. Like if it's like the blue stuff or the evaporator cleaner, the stuff that I don't use that often, I'll take one of those.
Right. That's pretty slick though.
This time of year, I'm using coil cleaner all the time. I had one today. I needed to clean the coil, but it started raining on me, so I'll be doing it tomorrow.
I usually schedule those. I don't do them on the spot. But like I said, it's different because I go to I have the same customers every day, so I'm always, around. Man, I forgot what it was. Oh, yeah, because like the blue one, I don't even carry it on my van anymore. But now I'll carry one of those. But like it always spills. It always comes out. Even in the bags and stuff, like the seal breaks or something, like it just comes out.
And then it tips over.
And then and then you got all that. Well, I'm not going to. Never mind.
Just say it.
No, we'll move on. I heard it in my head, and I was like, no.
Oh, come on now.
So
that's what sound bites are for.
So what I had going on, I've had a lot. It's been super busy, super hot. I actually had a video that I was going to post before I left on vacation, but I ended up like holding off on it because I didn't like the intro. It was like me talking, but it was way too long because I was trying to explain something. So I was going to come back and cut it down and everything. And then I got some news because like when I went on vacation, I actually kind of felt pretty down about myself, about like some work and stuff, because we're having this thing where everybody, or not everybody, but our customer, our main one, is calling around, getting other bids, and we've lost a bunch of bids. We're doing so well, but if we had gotten all those bids, like, can you imagine, we'd be making so much right now. But some repairs that not repairs, but like some stuff that I recommended, they're getting second opinions, right? So I have one, and I don't think I've posted any because I've worked on it a couple times already. I haven't posted it yet. And the thing is shot. I think I sent you guys that one. It was a rusted out rotor lock compressor, and I went to gauge up on it. The service valve just broke off. It didn't leak or anything like that because the valve is already closed. But like I was like, okay, I don't want to mess with it too much. So I tried to get it working however I could. It worked for like a week, and then it kept tripping out on high head. I was like, this compressor's going bad, right? I did all my checks. I went through it. There's nothing else I could do. I cleaned out the coil. I did all that stuff. And this guy, and I even took off the discharge line temp that was tripping it, and the compressor went off on internal overload like immediately. So I'm like, this is shot. The indoor coil is falling apart. We'll do a package, top and bottom. It's for a walk-in cooler, and we'll get you going, right? And I told the manager there, like, I'm trying to get you a new unit. They have an old store, old equipment, and so then they got a second opinion, right? And then I found out that the guy got it working. So he unsweated. I didn't know you could do this on scrolls. He unsweated the rotor lock piece and straight piped it, right? Okay, cool. And then he put I've never seen that. And then he put a peanut suction pressure, low pressure switch to cycle it on and off. He ripped out all the digital stuff because they had a digital controller on the condenser. I noticed he took off taking that out takes out the temperature sensor, and there's nothing else to kind of manage that part of it. Yeah. So I was curious because I ran into him there, and I went to go check with my clamp. Sure enough, this thing is running at like 260, 265 degrees discharge line temp. I was like, that we've been taught not to go over 220, right? So, he got it working, but he had been there for a few days, and I was feeling like crap because I'm like, oh, damn, he got it going. He got it working, right? Now, I never checked the temp inside the box. I kept forgetting to do that. So I don't know how well it worked. And after I got back from vacation, I got the call that their cooler has been down for a while now.
Oh, yeah.
It broke down again, and then he offered to fix the door because it was all cracked. I'm like, you need a new door. And we have these guys that do amazing work. They just build walk-in boxes. They just do doors, and they do stainless steel fabrication. Like, they're the best. I use them for a lot of stuff. And I was like, we can quote or get them to come in and do the door and all that because it's like cracked where the hinges are just from repairing it so much. And he offered to fix that too, right? I'm like, okay, like still feeling like crap at that time. And then, like I said, I got a call from my dad that the unit's down. Something happened to it. It just stopped working. And the door came off. The one that he fixed.
Oh. Yo, let's
And I felt so great coming back to work.
Dude, something similar happened to me. There's an apartment complex that uses me once in a while, and I quoted them a new condenser because I have already replaced the compressor one time. My suction line filter was still on the inside, and I quoted them a whole new condenser to things like 15 years old. I come back like a week later because the drain is dripping, and I noticed that it's running. So I go outside and look, and they have a shiny new compressor. That old suction filter, that old suction filter is still there, and the liquid line dryer has not been changed. And I just kind of walked away thinking, they'll be calling me back out here before too long.
Yeah, we've been seeing that lately.
And I had I had one similar. It was last week, Friday. So I went out to a job like 2 weeks ago. It was in the middle of an install. Went and did it. The lady was leaving as I was coming in. I was like, oh, let me check it real quick. It's a capacitor. Okay, did the capacitor, check the system. The fan was running low amps, was running pretty fucking hot. So I wrote in there, hey, recommend we replace the condenser fan motor. She wasn't there, so I left. Week and a half later, she says she wants to do the fan motor. She said we quoted her for an OEM and a rescue. She said the OEM was too high. She got it priced half of that or something at her other property, quote unquote. And so I get there. I should have noticed. I've started filming a video, was turned off to the unit. I'm like, well, why is the breaker turned off? Started to work, did the whole condenser motor, go to fire it up. It's not coming on. I'm like, huh. And I asked the guy, I was like, did you turn the breaker off? And he was like, no. I was like, huh. So I gauge up real quick because it was perfectly fine when I left. I checked the pressures. Anyways, the bitch was completely out of refrigerant. Come to find out, she had called somebody else out there to get a quote on the motor, and their price was half the price. And then they said, oh, by the way, your system's out of refrigerant. Can't do nothing with it. So come to find out, once that's all said and done, what do you think it was?
They let it out.
The Schrader core was loose.
Oh.
So
On purpose.
Guilty.
yeah, oh yeah. So the system, I mean, it wasn't 10 years old. It was 9, but it was out of warranty. Anyways, that's what you get. But somebody called somebody else to get a cheaper repair, and here we are doing. Anyway, she ended up paying twice essentially. You know what I mean? I had to find it. I did a leak search, couldn't find nothing.
Yeah, like even with mine, I mean, I was trying to condemn it, but I don't know how much they paid this other guy to do those repairs, right? They're pouring money into it, and it's gonna end up getting replaced anyway, right? Like they I understand the whole second opinion thing. I'm not gonna say not to, but like a lot of times, if you have a good company or somebody that's knows what they're doing, and then you go looking for somebody else that's like half the price, that you're paying twice, or you're just dumping money in there.
Yeah. I was like, I didn't say you needed to replace it. I've just made a recommendation just from my readings. I don't know what else was happening. I didn't check a full system operation because she was gone. Plus it was 80 some in the house, so everything was kind of skewed, right? But yeah, that's what you get.
We got Chris. I don't know if he's still in here. What's up, man?
Hello, Christopher.
I'm going to tell you, my insurance company called me because their air conditioner went out at their office. I get there and the breaker's tripped for the condenser. I ohm out the compressor and I'm getting 3 megohms to ground. 3.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, there's no way this thing's going to run.
Yeah.
So I unplug the compressor, turn it off at the disconnect, and tell them, hey, we need to either replace this condenser or a whole changeout. And they called somebody else. They come out and turned it on, and it started running.
Yeah. I would have at least tried that, Kurt. I mean,
I should have.
I mean, that's the first thing.
That
my redneck ass,
that gets me. Well, my dad always put that on me too, right? Like, just try until you have no other solution. That gets me to like today, like call that I had recently, or the one that I'm talking about where we are rebuilding the unit basically. You get like guys, listening, watching, need to know to check everything, right? So like every time I find a bad compressor, a shorted compressor, whatever it is, I'll disconnect it, isolate it, and then I'll run everything else, right? Make sure the condenser motors are still good. Blower motor, like we should have caught that too. Anything else that you need to quote out or include in your quote, that's a big thing too. And I've tried to tell the guys that I work with sometimes, but a lot of them are older, so they already have their habits and stuff. And I'm like, dude, like sometimes it'll save us time and headaches.
Absolutely, man. I always like to, like I said, just double check everything because you never know what's really
or like
happen.
Bump the contactors, anything like that, just to make sure. I actually had that happen one time where, but the other company they had condemned all the compressors, which I thought was weird, right? They're quoting out all the compressors on the rooftop. It was like, I don't know, maybe 3 of them at least. I was like, how can they all be bad, right? So they had them unplugged and they had them, ready to, I guess, if they were going to quote it out because they had the breakers off and everything. And I get up there and I'm like Jake, I'm curious. I plug it in. I'm like, Let's see what happens, right? Just kind of step away from it a little bit. And they came on, but they were going off on high head pressure. So those were just extremely dirty coils. And I was like, you don't need compressors. You need maintenance.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the one that we were at today is, that's like the second blower motor they've needed, which I think is weird. That's one of my first videos that kind of popped off where I bumped the contactor and the damn blower motor starts catching on fire. So I'm like,
oh no shit.
That's just me. I want to see it or see what it does, right? So I do that kind of stuff.
I got a video coming out. I think it's tomorrow, where I'm messing with the control board and it catches on fire while I'm messing with it.
Those are the best kind.
Well, here's the deal. It's one of these old Carrier air handlers that have that little blower control board, and it's got that janky little relay on it. Well, everything had welded together, and I'm pulling one of the wires out, and when I pull it out, it catches on fire.
Yeah.
Damn. Blogger, you don't need no maintenance. You need a new system.
we don't replace compressors too.
I don't know. I'm commercial. We don't even like buy a lot of the equipment. They buy their own equipment.
That's crazy, bro. Like, I mean, I've done some commercial to an extent. I mean, I don't know. Is that normal?
Yeah, I used to get upset because I didn't know it was. But yeah, it is. They either and they'll cater to them, right? Because let's say like your supply house, they have an account there or something like that. They're buying so much equipment, right? They build new locations or they.
Is this strictly for like chains?
Oh yeah, I'm talking about chains.
Okay.
So like they buy so much equipment that they give them a good price and they want them to keep buying from them and all that stuff. So they get away with it that way. Now, if a customer wants to buy their own refrigerant, that's kind of where I'm like, oh no.
No, don't
entertain that. I got this here. Do you mind? Sure. What about well, I guess what I've answered to the question, like customer supplied stuff.
Well, yeah, Chris is saying it's pretty normal for chain restaurants and they buy direct. We do have one that buys direct and they just ship them out, drop them out to every location.
Well, that makes sense. I mean, they're probably getting some really big wholesale prices.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've never ran into that. So, like mini splits, that's generally what I'll get. People buy it on Amazon or some shit.
The Mr. Cools.
Straight up, dude.
What's up,
I've
Brandon?
gotten where I tell people, if I don't buy it, I ain't installing it.
Okay. We tell them
But I
we
don't
can't
do commercial work.
anything.
Well, mostly residential now. People talk about these mini splits. They're like, "Can you come install this for me?" I'm like, "Do you know what size you need?" Well, I just bought it off of Amazon.
Hey, we have like a flea market. We have a flea market that we always hit on the way out of town. Like when I go up north, they got a big old sign. I don't know if it's like $1.99, $2.99 mini splits. Come buy it, come pick it up.
Go buy me one and send it, son.
It's this little flea market. They sell like rugs and shit.
That's fun. They're just fucking window units. You know, it's like we quote $2,500 just to install it if it's yours, and most of the time they're like, well, it costs more than the unit. But yeah, you damn right it does. Plus you gotta pay $800 for the electrician. Like, you know what I mean? It's like just call us, bro. And we write up though, we're not no warranties on none of that shit.
Yeah, I was gonna say no warranty. We're not liable for any of that.
Yeah, I had so that one when I cut the hole today, up in the ceiling, I had my phone just to make sure because I didn't have anything to sign off on like my tablet. So I just put my phone on record. I said, just so we're clear, I am not liable or responsible for repairing this leak. Is that correct? And the husband just like shook his head, so maybe he knew, but the wife was in the background. He goes, yeah, no, we understand. That's right. I'm like, okay, thank God.
Yeah, he knew better.
Bro, because straight up, man, because so we walk up. Did I tell you? Okay, I'll go into a story about this one real quick. Nothing's quick with me, sorry. George just went out there, did a maintenance real quick, and then of course they have a leak in their ceiling, but it's not necessarily where the unit is. But the drain line runs to the back side of the house, down through the wall. It's an old house from no, buddy, I'm using it. And they had an addition put on the back end. Anyways, it runs down a wall. Okay, buddy, I'm talking. Sorry, you just ruined my train of thought. And then my dogs are in here. So, anyways, they call it the plumber because it's like way away from where the unit is, and the plumber's like, no, it's the HVAC guy. The drain's wet, and it's not. Like I traced it all the way back because I know he didn't get to it, and it's all dry. So I cut the hole. I couldn't find shit, dude. So I said, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, but where our plumbing and our copper run down through the wall chase, there's 2 PEX lines that also run right there. So, but I couldn't find any water, so that's what I ended up cutting. I'm like, hey, can we do this or not? You know what I mean? And they went for it, and where I cut, where the biggest part of the leak was, there's no pipes that run in. There was 3 bays, no fucking drain line, nothing, bro. I was like, damn, I had no clue. So
Still don't.
Yeah, I hate the water leak calls because you never know where it's from.
Yeah, where it trailed from. I'm like,
Yeah, because if it's not an overfilled
vacuum.
drain, I'm like, shit, now I got to go and get through all the
Yeah.
ceiling and just hopefully it's not on a wall or something.
I had an apartment one time. They called me about water pouring through the ceiling to the downstairs floor, and I get there, and the air handler's downstairs.
Like come on, like where are we
It's
at?
it's always the AC. It's always the AC guy.
It's always there.
Yeah,
You know what it
Always our
was?
fault.
They had their washer and dryer upstairs, and one of those little hoses was leaking.
Oh no shit. Yeah, it's like come on.
It leaked so bad it tripped the whole breaker for the whole building.
Oh
Yeah, we had one at a sports bar that we used to do, and they were adamant that it was the AC, right? I'm like, nothing's clogged up, everything's good. And then we got in the drop ceiling, and it was just a plumbing line, had like a pinhole in it. It was one of those whatever, had a pinhole in it, and it was leaking water, and it got all over. It ruined all the TVs.
Oh no shit.
I was like, nope, not my fault.
I love it. Yeah. Oh, the reason I was telling that, like when I first got there, the dude was irate, and I get it, but he's like, I'm gonna have to call the insurance, or I'm gonna get some litigation on this, and I'm like, let me just fucking look at what we got, dude. Like, calm down. By the end of it, shook hands. Thank you so much for coming out. Just reassured him, hey, this is what we're gonna do. They're going on a vacation. We take care of his parents' house. Said, how's your mom doing? When you're gone, she house sits, right? He's like, yeah. When she's here next week, I'll stop by and we'll take a look. I'll say what's up to Miss Joyce. Is that good? All right, thanks, Mr. John. Boom. You know what I mean? It's like, my man was ready to fucking call Dan Newland. If y'all are in my area, you call Dan Newland for everything. Oh, shit. Morgan and Morgan. It's like.
I went to a tenant's house one time. It was a water leak, a bad water leak. And the girl living there said, it smells like drain water. I get up in the attic and there's water squirting out of the pipes where squirrels have chewed through the plumbing pipes, and the air conditioner's on the other side of the house.
Yeah. I know what water smells. I know what water that is.
And I told her, I said, a drain ain't gonna be under pressure. So I went outside and turned it off at the meter and told them to call a plumber.
What brand is TGM? Never heard of that.
Man,
Well, everything is nowadays, unfortunately.
I don't know about that one.
Guys, it's getting late.
Oh, I was letting Jake tell a story.
Sorry, I get a little carried away. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I was gonna end on the picture that we got submitted last time. I figured out how to do it now. Or, unless it screws up again, we'll see. All right, screen share. There we go. Look at the ingenuity here.
Yo, straight up though. Let's give this motherfucker a round of applause. You know.
So we got a walk-in cooler here. I'll see if he left any info on it, but it's a walk-in box of some sort, right? I'm not mad at it, but it looks funny, but it works.
Right?
Curtis, you look
Thank
confused.
I'm trying to figure out what I'm looking at.
We got a compressor. We got a receiver. Got a condenser fan on the right there.
Box. That's an itty bitty box.
Yeah, it's a small walk-in, but I guess they lost all the panels or something, and they put a tote over it.
Is it normal for like the panels always to be missing though? Because I was on a roof the other day, and it was just like that would probably be more ideal than what they had up there. Like everything's just exposed. I was like, where did it go?
And then we got it gets better. It gets better. So they got two of them. Two of them. But look at where the lines are running through.
Yeah, that's how I would do it. I mean, right straight through it.
So I don't think this is in. I wonder if this is still in service. But we got our lines coming through the RTU here.
That's awesome.
Through the return.
Yeah. Or
That's that's finest, bro.
Economizer or something, isn't it?
Yeah, the economizer, the returns right here. Just gets better. I don't know if there's another picture. Oh, here. And I don't know if this looks like foil paper.
They were cooking their lunch. They had hot dogs.
Oh, the timer is laying down over here. I don't know. The foil paper might be like insulation or something. A lot of engineering going on here.
That's that Joe Dierte engineering right there, bub.
Somebody put that together in their backyard, like the first Apple computer, and sold it to somebody.
Yeah.
Well, I just wanted to share that really quick. I mean that, like I said, I mean it's hack work, but it's functional.
Yeah, dude. Whatever, by all means necessary sometimes.
Hey man, they got it to work, right?
Yes, sir. Fantastic.
Yeah, hack sleeve panels missing. Panels, stripped out screws, all that, fun stuff. Yeah, all right, guys. Anything else, or you want to close it out?
Let's rock and roll.
It's getting late for Kurt.
Yeah, I didn't sleep last night.
Oh, I need to get some sleep too. Quick mention of the Spotify playlist. I am still working on it. I'll take recommendations probably next week on people that maybe the bands that you like or anything like that, and I can add to it. It's actually helped me a lot. I use it on my road trip, putting it together, and I want to build it out as much as I can.
Cool, man. I love it.
All right, good talk. Appreciate everybody for coming out, and we'll see you guys on the next one.
Later.